Hello and welcome. I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com, and today we're going to make the best, the tastiest, the most you gotta have it substitute for sugar, and it's called date paste. Not only is it biblical, but it's yummy. So we're going to make that today. But before we get started, please go ahead and hit like, subscribe, and the bell if you too want to learn how to understand and apply God's recipe for excellent health. I'm here to teach you how to be confident in the kitchen, confident with your health, but most importantly, confident in understanding how much and how great our Father loves you. So thanks for watching. To get started, we're only going to need 2 ingredients, but I'm also going to share with you other ways to enhance this recipe. So the 2 ingredients are just dates and water. That is it. I like to buy these dates at Sam's because they're just more economical, they're organic, they're sealed really nicely, they'll keep for a long time in storage or in my pantry. So these are my go-to, my best choice. I don't like to buy the chaps dates because they have a lot of coating, a lot of synthetics on them, and it's just not good. So these are my best option. I like to start with about 24 dates, and then you would put them in a bowl. This is not quite 24, but then you would just cover it up with hot boiling water and then let that sit. It could sit for a half hour. It could sit overnight. So I have a bowl that I let sit overnight. So these have already been soaking. I had 24 dates in here and I put 3 cups of water on top. Now I'm going to strain off the liquid and then reserve my dates. So I'm just going to pour this in, saving my liquid. My liquid's going to be very valuable to use either in this recipe or in another recipe. Now I'm going to use my immersion blender food processor. I'm going to add the dates to it and then blend it up. Well, there you can see we have very creamy date paste. Now there's a couple ways that I can store this. I can store this in a jar, or I could actually put it in some ice cube trays, measure out 2 tablespoons of paste, and then I can store it. It can store in the refrigerator for 3 to 4 weeks. I can even freeze it, however you want to store it. The main thing is, remember, this is a food from Deuteronomy 8. In Deuteronomy chapter 8, the scripture teaches us about the 7 foods of the promised land, and dates is the honey part of that, because in biblical days, the dates was used to make honey. Now, dates are so scrumptious, but they're also extremely nutritious. They're very beneficial for preventing abdominal cancers and pancreatic cancers. So that's reason enough for us to get these in our diet. They're also great for stamina when you are doing athletic events. So I really want you to get this in your diet. So definitely you could just go ahead and put it in your storage jar, freeze it, or in the refrigerator. Now I'm going to share with you another fun twist that you could do with this date paste. We can add some vanilla and also some fresh blueberries, and then we will have a blueberry flavored date paste. It's totally delicious, and your guest will think you are, again, a gourmet chef. Now, if it's a little bit thick, you could go ahead and add a little bit of the water that we drained off. So I'm going to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of that water just to give it a little bit more liquid so it will mix up well. Once again, this is the date water from the soaking. So I'm adding 2 tablespoons. I already added 1 tablespoon of vanilla. That. This is the best topping you could put on pancakes and waffles. Just throw the syrup away. This is so much better and more nutritious. Here we have our date paste, and of course with the added touch of the blueberries. Remember, this is one of the 7 foods of the promised land, and many times when people place orders on our website, we'll send them the bookmark that we have about the 7 foods of the promised land and the verses from Deuteronomy, because I want you to always be reminded these 7 foods are about God's promises, His provision, and His grace. And when we can serve a dish made with dates, we can remind our family or our friends or our guests about those promises of God's grace. And when we recognize God's grace, everything in life is so much sweeter. Now, one more thing, don't throw away your date water. Use it for anything, whether it's your smoothies, whether it's a dressing. You can make your own dressing with this. Just add a little olive oil and maybe some balsamic. There's so many things you could do with this. Do not waste the nutrients that have come into this water from the dates. So remember, this is going to be a paste that we're going to use in many other recipes. So make sure you're logged in and you have subscribed to this channel. Be sure and watch our emails because the aprons are coming out really soon. If you want to go ahead and pre-order, watch your emails for that announcement. And I have another book coming out, a brand new book about the 7 foods of the Promised Land. But you need to be on our email list to get notified first when it comes out. I really enjoy sharing with you God's recipe for excellent health. And it always, always, always includes His foods plus His love. And together you get to see how much He cares about you. So I am Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com. Be sure and check out biblicalnutritionacademy.com so you can start learning for yourself at your own pace God's recipe for excellent health. Thanks for watching, and until next time,